Your focus belongs on the game, on the strategy, the clutch play, and the final victorious moment. For too long, that focus has been broken by the frustrations of slow top-ups, unreliable websites, and hidden costs. That's why we introduce you Orion Store and Orion Vault-X, Bhutan's definitive digital marketplace. We provide every gamer and creator with instant, secure, and affordable access to the resources they need for all their favorite titles. This is more than a service. It's our mission to equip you for excellence, both in the game and in life. It's time to stop waiting and start winning. Your hunt for glory starts now. Your focus belongs on the game, on the strategy, the clutch play, and the final victorious moment. For too long, that focus has been broken by the frustrations of slow top-ups, unreliable websites, and hidden costs. That's why we introduce you Orion Store and Orion Vault-X, Bhutan's definitive digital marketplace. We provide every gamer and creator with instant, secure, and affordable access to the resources they need for all their favorite titles. This is more than a service. It's our mission to equip you for excellence, both in the game and in life. It's time to stop waiting and start winning. Your hunt for glory starts now.
What is up, everyone? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers across the land of Dawn, we are back here with an action-packed series right here, the upper bracket finals between two of the most exciting teams in this tournament so far. We have RKO Rise Kill Outshine against the one and only dominant and undefeated in these tournaments so far, Onyx Esports. But with that being said, let's not forget it is going to be one hell of a match. RKO lost to Onyx already once in this tournament, but will it happen again? We will find out very soon. With that being said, my name is Reznov, and beside me I have Hades, all the way from India. Please introduce yourself, Hades. Once from India. Hades is the Buddhist guy, he's not here today.
Thank you for the introduction there. And my name's Juan, so I'm back again today. Yesterday I was there with Hades actually, and today Hades is not here, so it's gonna be just me and you tonight. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this game because these two teams are like one of the strongest teams so far in the series that we've seen, and they are fan favorites. They have a lot of fans as well. So tonight is going to be a very thrilling night because these two teams are very, very tough, and they are, placed off against each other. So witnessing this clash between these two, it's going to be an absolute banger.
Absolutely, once. And then, it's going to be pretty dicey if you ask me, right? The state of affairs right now. Onyx, they are cruising on confidence. They have been dominating each of their opposition. No issues whatsoever. They are very high on the tide right now. And I feel like every single, little micro decisions or even the macro plays seems to be going their way. I don't seem to bust their secret right now, but maybe RKO has the key to this ultimate lock of a team, but the only way we can find out is by matching them up right now. And what better than a high stakes match right here, the upper bracket finals. The winners, they go forward to the grand finals of this tournament, and the losers, or the challengers you could say, will not be quitting that easily. They are in the upper bracket finals, which means they will be pushed to the lower brackets and they will get another shot at this tournament right here at the title. And with that being said, once we are already looking into the random wheel, you could say, for the maps, and it seems like we are going to have flying clouds. What do you think about this particular mode or map?
Well, I'd say that this map, it's not a very game-changing map because it does help you in getting to your lane a bit earlier, especially in the early phases of the game when you're low on HP and you just recall. So this is a very good feature, I'd say, for the side laners, especially when the goal laner is low on HP and they have to get back to the lane as soon as possible and farm. So I said this is a pretty basic one, but yet very unique in its own way. So I am a big fan of this cloud as well, and I love using it. Just flying around and being able to experience that. So yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with you once. The flying clouds allows us to play the game the way it is conventionally played, but with less drama and the boring walk all the way from the base to your respective lanes. And also it allows you to, you and your team to be less punished when it comes to making mistakes in micro plays. You know that when you get taken out, it is a huge risk. Either your mid laner or your jungle goes out of their way to clear your lane for you just to avoid your turrets from getting damaged or the goals to be taken. But with the flying clouds, you will not get punished as hard as the traditional way. But then again, it has no effect on the overall rotations whatsoever, which means we will have it the traditional ML way with no much drama regardless. But with that being said, we will be heading into the drafting phase with the flying cloud. I don't know what to expect, but I feel like, from the things I've seen so far, Onyx, they've always been a team, who mainly focus on team fights. They know how to handle it very well. Their picks are usually very heavily oriented on team fights, and I'm expecting the same. But once, considering that they are heavily, influenced by team fights, what could, be some of the strategies that their opposition RKO could go for? What would be your, ideas into facing them? Of course, it's never easy, but what would be, if you were a coach, what would you do?
I mean, talking about Onyx, right? They are very, very good at macro plays, and their strength lies in their unity, and we have witnessed that a lot of times, especially in team fights. They cover up all the spaces and they leave no gaps for mistakes. Rarely they make it, but they are very good at their macro. And as you've already mentioned that they are very good at team fights. So they, if I talk about RKO, they have to definitely go for something which can disrupt team fights, especially heroes like Louis that can disrupt team fights a lot with her yin and yang reaction. She can just punish all those that are sticking together as well. But yeah, talking about the game so far, we are heading right into the draft, and we can already see a few bans coming up from the side of RKO and Onyx.
Yes, it seems like we are into the drafting phase already, with certain heroes getting insta banned, and we're also into the picking phase, by the way. But looking at the bans only first, we see Hayabusa, Lancelot, and it looks like a Grok, right? And a Grok right there from the side of Onyx Paradox. And from the side of RKO, we have Ranger, Harriet, and Nathan. One interesting thing I noticed is that RKO, they are targeting the goal lanes, it seems, with all their bans targeted towards Erensky, who has been, by the way, a brilliant goal laner in my opinion. He has dominated his lane, and it seems like they don't want him to run riot in this game. He is getting his heroes picked off. But with that being said, on the other side, it opens up the possibilities for Yi Sun Shin to enter the battlefield, and he's going to be the first pick right here. We also have a couple of picks being followed up. But once, what do you think of the draft so far?
Well, looking at the draft, I'd say that Onyx are doing pretty good with their draft here, because they have managed to pick the Yi Sun Shin, and followed by him, they've also picked away the Alice and Ruby, which are very good. When it comes to team fight, as you've already mentioned, like, they are very team fight oriented, and we can already see that here, because Alice is a good sustainable mage / tank, and now after her revamp, she's more of a tank than a mage, so she can chunk down a lot of damage from the enemy, and she can absorb it and tank that for her team, and especially with her ultimate, because once she activates it, she gains damage reduction, crowd control, immunity, and she immobilizes all the enemies in a huge AoE area. So that is a very good skill set, I'd say, that Alice she got after the revamp. And as for the Ruby, always a very solid fighter. Despite being a fighter, she can tank way more than the tank itself, because her sustainability is just absolutely crazy, as well as the damage. And so far, looking onto the side of our RKO, we are seeing a backship pick. So this is definitely going to be a utility jungle for the Yi Sun Shin. It is going to be good in the early phases of the game, because a backship jungle can be a big hindrance, especially in the early game, where you can provide insane rotation. And as for the Roma, I am looking at an R-Lot here. Is it going to be an R-Lot Rome? I definitely feel like it is going to be, because the CC has already been picked. So the only option for the R-Lot here is
love and light are everlasting.
Alright, so as you said, interesting draft coming in from both the teams. And again, no surprises, Onyx Paradox with their heavy team fight composition coming right here into action. But then again, it is going to be no marksman in this game apparently, because we see the Ruby getting locked in right beside Alice. Ruby is going to be going to the goal lane, and so is CC in my opinion. You gotta match a fighter with a fighter, and it seems like CC against Ruby might be the action on the goal lane, with Arlot on the EXP against Alice right here. And we have a full draft. Interestingly, they went for a Selena right here, and then they're going to pair it up with Katot Kacha. Selena is not that effective in team fights, so she will be the primary hero for pickoffs, you know, to get some stuns going and to initiate or end the team fight in my opinion. So it's going to be very interesting. I did not really expect Selena to be picked, especially by Onyx Paradox, but it is going to be what it is. And on the other side we have RKO locking in that Sicilian and a Suoyu jungle, which means Baksha is going to be going for a roam action right here, and this is pretty confusing again if you ask me. We might even see Baksha, by the way, going on the XP as well. Baksha has that flexibility, but with that being said, you don't see Baksha being that effective as it used to be on the other lanes. But then yes, as it's going to be roam only. Why Baksha, by the way? Because there is an Alice and a Ruby, insane sustain heroes, and Baksha is arguably the best anti-heal hero in the game, despite, you know, not being as popular as he used to be, but he's still amazing when it comes to stopping heals. And this is going to be the final draft for both the teams. It is going to be a high risk, high rewarding lineup from both the teams. It's a bit scattered if you ask me. Katot Kacha is brilliant on counter ganking, but on the initiation part they have a Selena as well, so it's going to be interesting how they roll it out. Baksha roam means that they are going to settle for very less crowd control coming out from the mid lane and the roam, so they don't really have a lot of crowd control to play around as well. Rise, skill and outshine.
Yeah.
Let us see how this goes once. What do you think? Who do you think has game number one at this point of the junction right at this point of the proceedings? Looking
Looking at the draft, I just have to say that I'm absolutely flabbergasted, because the draft, I mean, it is just so scattered and it is so unique. The composition that they have, it's just absolutely insane. But I do have to point out that they have a Sicilian on the side of RKO, so they have to watch out for him, because he's gonna scale so well in the late game. But here we are into the land of Dawn. Take us right in.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is action right here in the land of Dawn. 1 minute has passed. You can see that both the junglers have cleared out a majority of their farm right here at this point. And now RKO, they are trying to be a little bit passive right here, not trying to show off too much on the map. And then Dayakumar is going to farm pretty comfortably. Same on the side for Demigod Cell as well, but actions in the mid lane right here. Big Brain taking a bit of damage, but managing to poke Moon as well. He will try to do that a lot, by the way, Big Brain, because he's a Selena. He has very good damage throughout the game and could take very, you know, amazing advantage out of it. Dayakumar getting poked right here. Peridot in perfect position as well. And now we are in for the first turn, but then Moon already getting caught out. Moon is going to fall first blood right here, and Medina trying to save him out, but it's not going to happen. And I think like it's going to be an uncontested turtle right here. Erinsky is also trying to clear as well. What happens right here?
Yeah, that was just, you know, Moon, he got caught in literally absolutely all the stuns possible. Even the Abyssal Arrow, it hit him, and there was just nothing that he could do without top food. It is just impossible. And look at the invasion coming up from Onyx Paradox here. They're just being so aggressive, so passive right off the bat. They're not giving them any breather. But then again, on the goal lane, the Ruby almost being a casualty, but nonetheless survives that team fight there. Oh, look at the bot lane as well.
Actions happening in the EXP lane as well. Kazanski and Medina going hand to hand, but I think both of them will have to settle for a stalemate. They don't have enough damage to kill each other, if you ask me. But on the other side right here, actions in the gold lane. Wink is being targeted. Peridot used the avatar of Guardian, not going to get anything right there. And then Demigod securing that lethal wanderer, or what my fellow viewers like to call him, Cabbage, in the mid lane right here. And Dayakumar is going to be very frustrated, by the way. He is slowly but surely falling behind in terms of jungle. Needs to be very careful, cannot let Isushin go too far ahead, and Demigodsel will like it very much. Stun right here coming in from Big Brain. Kumar almost got taken out, but will be getting away without falling on the battlefield right here. Turtles
Yeah,
coming up. What do you think of it so far?
yeah, I mean, so far I feel like Onyx Paradox, they're definitely on the lead. They have secured the turtle, they have secured first blood, and they're just being so aggressive. Look at the Abyssal Arrow connecting onto Moon once again, and this is just creating so much poke before the second turtle. They're just chunking down the HP as much as possible, and look at the Sicilian, the Bat of Feast being bait out as well before the turtle.
But their actions right here, brilliant! Engaged by Medina, not going to get anyone. Big Brain will be able to flicker away. The Abyssal Arrow landing on Moon, and that is going to save his team apparently, because the turtle up in 5 seconds. Demigodser has rotated all the way to the opposite lane. I don't think they will try to compete for it. The turtle has spawned, and seems like they're going for a fast turtle. I don't think they'll get it. Demigodser, I feel like he's too far away to do anything right here. They will be getting chased out. Kazowski will be getting away as well. And now Demigodsil very late to the party right here. He will be getting away. And Onyx Paradox, I feel like they have the advantage and they seem to just, give it away. But then still, they're in a very healthy lead. They did not have any casualties. But then I feel like they should not have let that turtle go uncontested. What is your opinion on here?
Yeah, indeed, I do agree because them giving away the turtle, it's gonna create it's gonna create the space for RKO to shine and farm. And talking about Onyx Paradox, they have a very good early game composition. They have the Selena, they have an Alice as well as the Cathod and the Lee Sin Shin. These are very strong heroes right off the bat, and they can take full advantage of them. So I definitely say that they have to go for the early game snowball as much as possible, and they have to put the pressure on RKO as much as they can, because if not, they are gonna scale into the late game. But then again, here comes the
Avatar of Guardian, brilliant being used, and Moon is going to get taken out once again. Moon needs to be very careful. Baksha is tanky, but not so much in the early game, and the early game damage too heavy, and he's going to fall once again. Moon needs to be very careful. He is an aggressive player. He likes to extend as much as he can, provide as much as vision as possible, and make the perfect engagement. But so far, nothing's going to happen, and he's actually feeling. But then on the X-Pillar right here, Medina in trouble as well. Medina might fall right here. He is going to fall, and Demigodser meanwhile caught behind, will try to dash out, but Kumar is going to have a field day. Might go down right here. Kezamski almost got taken out, is going to get taken out. Double kill secured by Kumar. Very, very bad right here. Mistake coming in from Onyx Paradox. Traded a 2-for-1 trade, which was completely unnecessary, completely forced, and now they're going to give away the bot lane turret as well. What just happened right there?
Whoa, it seems like they just went overkill. They overextended on that kill onto the EXP, because they did not spare a lot even on the turret. And just look at this here, Reznov. Even the second turtle, it seems like it's going to be uncontested, because there's just, oh, look at the Alice.
Kizamski coming in hot right here, but I don't think he'll be getting anything. Moon, meanwhile, is going to affect this sustain by a lot. Even the Paksha mark is going in at 80% with that ultimate of his versus poison, but Moon is going to be the first one to fall. Medina falls as well, but team fight wise, it seems like Onyx Paradox have found a way to win. Big Brain coming in, and Wink almost got him, but then Wink might get taken out right here. Wink is going to get taken out, and McKay is going to settle for nothing right here. We'll be able to will have to go back, but what a gank that was from Onyx Paradox. Again, their lineup so good at counter ganking, so good at hitting the opposition's back, and it worked perfectly with that ultimate coming in from Demigodcell. What a gank that was.
Yeah, I feel like the mistake that RKO are making is that whenever they're catching up with the goal, with the kills, they're just overextending and going for more blood when they shouldn't. And that's what's causing them, to fall off behind in the goal. Because if you take a look at the goal, on to the side of Onyx Paradox, we do see that they have 21k, whereas RKO, they have 20. So that is around 1k goal difference from their end. And they're also losing a lot of objectives because if you take a look at the map, RKO they've already lost to turret, but then again
There's an action coming in right here. It is not looking good. Once again, so low on HP right here. Medina is going to fall. Moon is going to fall as well. The Avatar version coming in. Wink is not in a safe space right here. He's going to get taunt. He's going to get stunned. He is going to get in a world of hurt right here. Dia Kumar coming in, trying to save something right here. Salvage the game. But of course, he's not going to get anything. Apparently, as you can see right here, Onyx Paradox. Brilliant once again. Sensational team fight coming in from their side. Very sorry to interrupt you, by the way, once.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, Onyx Paradox, when it comes to team fight, their execution, their macro, it is just so good. Look at that follow-up coming up from each and every member of Onyx Paradox is just so remarkable. Whereas, talking about RKO, their team was so scattered, they were just all around the map, and despite that, they still decided to rush for the team fight to fight against 5 people there. So now we are already back into the game, and it seems like we're gonna have a bit of a lot dance. Not committing to it, but just poking it around to clear up some fights. But then again, look at our guy here, Selena. Oh my gosh, this guy, big brain. He has a really big brain. He's just spamming those abyssal arrows, abyssal traps like it's nothing. He's just providing so much vision for the team, so much crowd control, and so much poke. And look at
And now English right here. Moon is getting pulled right here. Team fight. Avatar Guardian is going to go to connect on Moon right here. Mickey very low on HP. Almost got taken out. David Godson is being heavily marked by Wing. And not only Wing, but then look at that. The jungler. So 2 junglers going out. Jayakumar is going to take out Demi Godson. But now it's a very scattered team fight right here. Medina is going to fall as well. Moon very close to going down, but he'll be able to get away. And that was a jungle for a EXP lane trade right here. Nope, because the double kill secured by Big Brain. Meki is going to fall. Taunt, perfect stun right here coming in. Jayakumar is going to try his best to survive. Will not be possible. He is going to fall as well. Wink with the vengeance might be surviving, and he does. But what a brilliant show of team fight. Team fight. What a brilliant show of team fight understanding from both the teams. One of them going for the jungle, the other just trying to make sure that they maximize their gains. And it seems like Onyx Paradox comes out on top once again.
Wow, and Onyx Paradox, they're already on such a high lead. They've managed to build up a 3k goal lead, which is quite good for them. And the fact that they have 12 kills, whereas RKO, they have only 4. And, talking about... I really want to talk about Demi actually, because Demi, he is slowly snowballing and he's catching up on his items. So if the pace of the game goes this way, it's definitely going to benefit Onyx for the late game as well, despite RKO having that Sicilian on their side, because it is just going to be the Sicilian in the late game for RKO to carry the game, because the rest are going to get shredded by the damage output that's going to come from the side of Onyx Paradox. And here, the Lord is also being secured by Godson.
But that's not going to be it, is it? They are going to chase down, trying to trade off, but it's not going to happen. But now, Jayakumar coming in full action right here. The beautiful ult coming in from Ruby, but then Arnold is going to do the same thing. And it's going to be a little bit chaotic right here. Moon is going to be the first one to fall. Erinsky falls as well. Perfect taunt coming in. Medina is going to fall as well. Wink is in no man's land right here. It's going to be a very tough situation right here for Wink. He will be getting away very safely actually. Big Brain did not get anything, but then Demi Godsel's here as well. Wink. That was a beautiful escape coming in. Big Brain is also going to miss out. Needs to be very careful. The flying cloud is going to bring the jungle, and Mickey right here very close, but it seems like the turret is going to be exchanged regardless. And now look at the flying clouds. They are going to try to make some setups right here. Very low on HP right here. Onyx Paradox need to be careful. They cannot overextend too much. Kazanski is apparently being targeted, but I think he'll be getting away. He has that escape skill in his arsenal.
Indeed. And Reznov, I really want to talk about the Lord, the significance of the Lord in this game. Because if we take a look at both of these teams, their composition, especially RKO, they do not have a marksman. So them losing a lot, and when that lot marches down their base, it is going to be so tough for them to clear the lot because there's just no DPS that could shred the lot's HP. So if they want to win the game, they have to really secure the lot, because if not, the pressure on them is going to be so much that they'll definitely panic. But then again, look at Big Brain just connecting that abyssal arrow so beautifully, and just with that, he pokes down so much HP. 30% of HP already gone from Dia Kumar there.
So far, it looks like Onyx has now held this game has held onto this game in the palm of their hands, and Big Brain with a very good ult now trying to baited out that ultimate come from Wink as well. I feel like Wink panicked right there with his ultimate, but then again, anything to protect his team. And it seems like Big Brain will settle for that happily. Abyssal arrow for an ultimate from CC works out perfectly fine. He's trying to poke as much as he can. Selena is a very hard hero to be used effectively, but so far Big Brain has used her perfectly. If you ask me, the poke has been relentless. They're not going to stop anytime soon, and the Lord's about to be up in a few seconds.
Yeah, the Lord is stirring up in a few seconds, and it seems like Big Brain is trying his best to dish out a poke and damage, but then again, look at Moon. Oh my god, look at Wink. I mean, he's just being caught up there in so much damage, but manages to stay out of it. Oh my lord, look at the AOG there.
Perfect, it's done right here. Look at this one, engaged. Medina is going to try to escape, but of course will be getting taken out by Demigodson, who's not going to spare him regardless. Big Brain trying to hit some stun right here, and now they've traded for a member. They'll try to get back, try to reset a little bit if you ask me, because the Lord will be very comfortably done on their side. They have the man advantage on all heavy, on team composition that's already winning in team fights right here. And now it's going to be Demigod Celt casually taking the Lord. Kezanski, trying to zone out his opposition as much as he can. And another uncontested Lord right here for Demigod Celt. The second Lord secured. I believe it is going to march down from the middle lane. And it's going to be a tough one to defend right here. Lord, of course, is going to march down the middle lane right here.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the overall statistic, we can see that on the side we have the damage taken ranking, and it seems like Kazanki on the Alice, it's the one with the highest tank. Oh my lord, look at
right here, Kazanski. He is going to get taken out. Isolated Kazanski. There was an isolated fight right here. A fight he should not have taken. Again, you just talked about the damage taken statistics, but then it seems like he's not going to take damage forever right here. Got very good sustain, but then now his whole team has to retreat. Should have stayed a little bit close if you ask me. Should not have gone that much. Big Brain also got taken out in the proceedings right here. All three of them will try to escape. Moon is going to come in, but I don't think they will favor these 3 versus 3 themselves. They'll have to back out, try to reset, try to get some kills here and there, or just try to get the objectives as they are trying to do right now. The mid lane turret already under heavy pressure. Demigod Cell is going to use his ultimate for that vision right here, and it seems like now they're going to try to do something, or maybe not. Both the teams are going to settle for the calm after the storm.
Yeah, I mean, talking about RKO so far, I feel like this time around, the only crucial member from their side, it is gonna be the Sicilian, because the Sicilian with the bad impact is gonna dish out.
Oh no! Avatar of Guardian landing perfectly in the backline right here, and now they are completely isolated. Both the teams right here. The Kazanski is going on very, very far. Will have to get away, however, does not want to get taken out. Peridot is going to try his level best to make sure he survives. Kazanski will get out regardless. Revitalize being procced in as well. And now Moon going full Rambo right here. Should not have done that if you ask me. But Moon is going to get taken out. He did not expect that in that bush probably, but then that's a miscalculation on his part. Big Brain almost got taken out as well. Will be very lucky that Kumar did not get him, but then Wink is a little bit alone right here. He's going to use his ultimate. I think he will survive this, or maybe not, because his teammate has decided that he is beyond saving at this rate and will be backing off immediately. It's a pretty interesting affair, isn't it?
Definitely, and I mean, a big mistake coming up from the side of RKO. They're just overextending way too much, and this is a very crucial time so far in the game because it's almost hitting 20-minute mark, and the longer the game goes, the longer your respawn timer it's gonna be. So dying at this time around of the game is gonna cause a big disadvantage for the team, and it seems like this time around this third Lord is gonna go uncontested as well because Onyx Paradox, they are on absolute domination. The lead that they've built up is just too hard to close the gap for RKO so far. So they're just gonna be in a position where they have to just defend off the Lord and fend off the members from the side of Onyx. And talking about RKO, as I've mentioned again and again, that the Sicilian is going to be very crucial for the late game because he's just going to keep stacking, and his damage will definitely, impact the game very highly for RKO because he is the only guy that can dish out solid damage to the back line as well as the front line. And if they want to go for the game, Mackay, there, the Sicilian, they have to look out for him and they have to take him down if they want to end the game as soon as possible. Because with him being around, they can easily clear the lanes, the waves, as well as the lawn.
Exactly, but it's going to be a very tough spot considering that he positions himself so well. But the Lord is going to hit regardless. The bottom lane turrets are down, so is the middle lane. The only inhibitor that stands is going to be the top side right here with the wing getting chased down. But I don't think they'll focus on that. They're going to try to focus on making the Lord, make sure that the Lord survives. Avatar of Guardian goes down. It is going to be a game-deciding team fight right here, but they're not going to be the first one to fall. And then Dakumar will try his level best to survive, but it won't happen. Double skill secured by Erinsky, but I don't think that's going to be it. Team fight still going very wild right here. Immortality popped out, but it seems like Demigod Cell will survive. He will try to go back in right here, try to do something. He does have his ultimate right here. Wing is going to survive regardless, and now they lock onto the crystal, it seems, and they're going to secure game number 1 in a brutal show of team fight dominance. And it's going to be pretty much it seems. That was game number 1 secured by Onyx Paradox, GGWP. And it's still not over. It's a best of 5 series, but I feel like there was a lot of areas where RKO had that opportunity to go forward and take initiative, but they never did. Will we see some changes in the second game? We might, but as of now, this guy right here on the Gatot Kacha Peridot, absolutely beautiful show of what a roamer truly is. And once please take us through all the statistics for the game.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Period Dot, this guy, he is such a good initiator for the side of Onyx. He's just always there to support his team, and he is such a good tank because he is the one who's always up there in the front, disrupting their lineup from the side of RKO, and he's just always tanking so much damage. Look at the team fight participation, almost 90%. And the fact that he's dealing so much damage as a tank, that's also absolutely crazy. And overall, we can see the overview on our screen. Onyx Esport with 19 kills and RKO with 7 kills. And overall, we can see that Onyx Paradox, they managed to build up such a good high goal lead, 63k compared to RKO, which is merely 53k. So that's a huge difference as well. And talking about Onyx Esport, we can definitely see here that the damage being dealt, it's actually coming from Demigodzil as well as Erinsky. Their damage is just absolutely insane. And I definitely have to talk about Erinsky here because that Ruby, it worked out so perfectly well against that CC. Despite the CC being a bit of a counter for the Ruby, he managed to hold off on his lane on his own. And the team fight, he was just being such a good front line for the team as well. And he was using I Am Offended on such crucial moments where he's catching 3 members from the side of RKO, and that in itself is a really good thing for them in the team fight. And yeah, look at our guy Demigodzil himself. He with a 529 KDA, 14k gold throughout the game, damage dealt 87k, absolutely insane. And just look at him. He's just, the carry of the game. And he has a game rating of 9.7 as compared to the jungler of RKO, which is merely 6.4. I do have to say that, their team fight oriented lineup that they had made definitely worked out pretty well, and they executed it perfectly. Their micro and macro as a team and as a single person player, it worked out perfectly well.
Alright, I mean, like, the mid lane was a no-brainer right here for Big Brain, considering that, the way he handled it so well. But with that being said, here is the show, here is the man, Peridot, the MVP, and also huge congratulations to this guy right here. A perfect birthday gift for our man Peridot. Happiest of birthdays, and yes, what a better way to celebrate than a victory right here with an MVP on a roam, ladies and gentlemen. So huge props to Peridot once again. Moon did try his best on the initiation part. Meanwhile, the EXP was where all the difference was being made. Medina just falling a little bit too short to Kezangski on that part right here. I feel like there were plenty of times where he could have stepped up, just not his game, but I'm sure he will come back stronger in game number 2 right here.
Yeah, I mean, Reznov, talking about the player, period dot, I did not know that it was his birthday, and until, I saw the comment in the stream where, they're saying it's his birthday. So happiest birthday and congratulations to you for being the MVP of the game and getting your gift as a first game from for the best of 5 series. So that is a pretty good best of 5. From the best of 5, pretty good solid first match for Onyx Paradox here, Onyx Esport. And we're just gonna be taking a small look at the recap here, because we do see the team fight participation from Onyx Paradox. The execution is just absolutely flawless. Look at them, all 5 members throughout the fight just sticking together, helping one another, whereas this the team from the side of RKO is just so scattered and so disrupted because of these front lines here. And also, I do have to say that Moon in this game as a Baxia, he really needs to chill down a bit, because the Baxia in the early phases of the game, he's still pretty squishy. And once he goes in, there's no tool for him to get out of the team fight. So basically, if he goes in, he has to commit. And, you have to make sure that when you commit, you come out with the best value for the team. And that is what Moon was lacking here. Whenever he was in the team fight, he was initiating. That was not the best of the, time when he initiated, and not get the best value for his team. And as you can see here as well, the fight at the end for the crystal is just absolutely crazy. Onyx Paradox trying their best to go for the crystal. At the same time, they're taking down one by one each and every member from the side of RKO.
It was definitely an awesome show right here. Onyx Paradox securing game number 1, but the show is not over with game number 2 coming real up. And what better way to kick off that game, right? To let that game be presented. So for that, I will be handing over the mic to Hades, who will be in the stream and will be casting from here on with ones right here. Thank you guys. I will be signing off for today.
Your focus belongs on the game, on the strategy, the clutch play, and the final victorious moment. For too long, That focus has been broken by the frustrations of slow top-ups, unreliable websites, and hidden costs. That's why we introduce you Orion Store and Orion Vaultex, Bhutan's definitive digital marketplace. We provide every gamer and creator with instant, secure, and affordable access to the resources they need for all their favorite titles. This is more than a service. It's our mission to equip you for excellence, both in the game and in life. It's time to stop waiting and start winning. Your hunt for glory starts now.
So welcome back guys, it's me, your boy Hades out here after Reznov just signed off. So I'm here today again with Vance, and this is the MGC Grand Showdown, and it is the semi-finals and Uprbracket semi-finals, which is Onyx Paradox up against RKO Rice Skill Outshine. The first match, as you have seen, Onyx Paradox dominated the game with a dominating fashion, and they won the first match. But it is a best of 5 series and we have many more actions to come up. So RKO, I know they are a good team and they might be bouncing back as well. But without further ado, once you can talk about the random map, and it is Flying Clouds for now.
Yeah, once again we are getting the Flying Clouds, so it's gonna be similar to the previous game. We had the Flying Clouds as well, and as I've already said before, that the Flying Cloud is not very game changing. It only helps you to rotate and go to your lane faster in the early phase of the game, especially when you are recalling or you've just you just died from your opponent in the laning. So it helps you get into your lane faster as well as the rotation. But yeah, Hades, talking about the first game, I am still so wonderstruck, how the game was executed from Onyx. Their execution, their macro, I just have to say that it is so good. And I'm still, so flabbergasted by the draft, because the draft that they had, there was no marksman composition. It was a Ruby Go lane, of course. We do see a lot of Ruby Go lane. But the fact that they managed to make this work with such kind of a composition, and especially big brain on the Selena. We are seeing quite a few Selena picks here and there, and I do have to say that the picks that Selena they've been picked, they're executing the Selena quite perfectly the way she plays. The vision,
Indeed.
focus, and everything is just being executed perfectly by these Selena users in MGC.
Indeed, yep, it is. Like uh, gold lane, when there is like EXP hero on that gold lane, like fighters, especially Ruby and Sissy, they work best when they have a jungler, something like a YSS that can scale up in the late game. So you have a damaged output coming up from that YSS, as well as there is Selena who can poke you. But whatsoever, let's leave the first game for now and let's talk about the second game. It's already the drafting phase, and out there we can see Onyx Paradox going with like full jungler band, I guess, assassin. It is Hayabusa Lance and Yisun Shin coming out from Onyx Paradox. So they are focusing really on Diakumar out there. He is being choked down to the heroes, and for Rice skill outshine, it is a Harriet Granger and a Nathan. So that is a full gold lane band coming up. So both teams, I think they have their strategies. They are trying to choke down like the crucial members of each side. For Rice skill outshine, it is Diakumar on his jungle, and for Onyx Paradox, yes, we have our Mr. MVP of yesterday's matches, Mr. Iransky out there. So what do you think about the drafts and the picks coming up once?
I feel like both of these drugs, they're targeting one single player where they're trying to put the player on a chokehold position where their heroes are limited and they can't really use the main heroes that they have to shine
My
to their
kiss
potential.
grants you
So they're definitely
immortality
looking for
or death.
for heroes that are very that are pretty much used by the other players. So they're trying to get them out of the pick section as much as possible. But then again, talking about the draft here, another Alice pick, and this time around it is going to be RKO that's going to secure the Alice alongside the Grog. The Grog, a pretty solid tank, I'd say. Great damage, great tanking potential, great crowd control. Overall, the Grog has
Butterflies
been
born by thy wish, guided by
popular,
lantern's
especially
light.
after the revamp. His pick rate in rank, it has really a rise as well. And they've also managed to pick the Zhuzhen here. That is so good because the Zhuzhen, it is such a good counter for the Baxia and the Outlet.
Utility.
You can just basically toss them around and create so much space for the team where they can allow the marksman or the gold laner to just move freely in the team fight with heroes like Rock, Alex, and the Zhuzhen. So the picks coming up from the side of RKO, it is looking pretty good. But then again, the Kenny pick here coming up from the side of Onyx Paradise, that is a pretty solid pick considering the fact that Kimmy, she deals so much consistent damage. She has great escape tools, immobilize, and as well an ultimate that can do a kind of a setup. So the Kimmy is a pretty solid pick. But then again, so far looking at the draft, I'd say that RKO, they have a slightly better draft when it comes to tanking and initiation.
Indeed, I think Rice Skill Outshine has done a better one. It is a good draft compared to the previous game. Right now they have the Grok and the Alice for the initiation, as well as a lot of CC can be seen out there, which is quite good. But now what I think is, because look at the bands coming out from Onyx Paradox, it is a 5-man jungler band out there, 5 junglers being banned, and Diakumar, he is, I don't know what he is going to play. I think he should be prepared for this, as we know he is one of the most dominant jungler in the country. So I think he has a better hero pool than this. So let's see how he tries to counter those draft.
Talking about Diakumar, we do see that we did see that in the previous game, Diakumar, he was on a chokehold because his early game was totally massacred by Onyx Paradox. They did not give him any breather throughout the game in his jungle. Even the objectives, they did manage to secure nearly just 1 turtle throughout the game, and all the lords were taken from they were taken by Onyx Paradox. So this time around, if Diakumar, he wants to go for the jungle, he has to be very careful of Onyx Paradox because they just invaded
This
the
land is
hell
our
out of
homeland, and it will
this
soon
game.
be your burial
Oh
ground.
my god, just look at this. A Lapu Lapu.
Oh, it is a
Come on.
Bane.
Oh my god, this draft. I just love this draft, coming up from these two teams because there's just no marksman, and this is so fresh to the eye, so fresh to the meta, where we don't see a marksman, and I am just an absolute fan of a Bane. And just this evening my brothers, they were playing games, and my cousin and my brother, they were playing together. They were screaming on top of their lungs because they face off against a Bane, and that Bane was on the full mage build. Just 1 second.
I know it.
And they were just deleted. So they were like, we are banning Bane from next game. We're not letting him go open again. So they were like, traumatized by that game that they just went to the gym and they stopped playing. So this time around, let's see what RKO they're gonna cook with this.
Yep, because I don't think they are going to go for the full magic build because Bane right now is a jungler and he needs to sustain for that Lord Dance and turtle fights. Whereas Arensky went for that standard gold, just picking up an marksman, which is a 1-1, which looks pretty solid out there, but she needs to be very careful out here. You can see a lot of CCs, like almost every hero out there in Rice Skill Outshine's lineup is a CC oriented hero. There is a Lapu Lapu with that, Bravest Fighter and Landshaker, Tectonic Charge from Grok, Crimson, the lifting coming out from Sushin, the Deadly Catch from Bane, as well as the Throne of Ruin coming out from Alice. So it is a lineup full of CC, so 1-1 needs to be weak, needs to be very careful. But the thing is, Onyx Paradox early game lineup looks pretty strong with that Franco and Baksha on their side. There will be a lots of invasion coming in from the side of Onyx Paradox, so let's see how it goes. So here we are to the land of Dawn for the second game of best of 5 series between Rice Skill Outshine and Onyx Paradox. So it is the second game, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we are into the second game, Hades, and I am just so excited to see how Onyx Paradox they're gonna make this 1-1 work. Because I am a 1-1 glazer. You can call me a 1-1 glazer because I mean 1-1. So looking at the lineup that RKO they have right now, I feel like in the mid and late game there's not much that they can do to catch the 1-1 because they do not have an instant CC that can lock her down. And the fact that the 1-1 comes with so much mobility and a built-in Purify, she's gonna be a menace in the late phases of the game. So now she just has to farm in the early game and play safe, and in the late game she's definitely gonna shine.
Indeed. I don't think I have to say much about the 1-1 because I already have here Once who is a 1-1 main out there. But for now, it is the mid lane out there. Big Brain trying to clear out along with Demigodson, who is already out there. Zushin had to flicker out. Charms wasted that flicker and she is still in trouble. Peridot looking for that iron hook, but she is not there. But Charms is very low already and he barely managed to escape out there. So it is the first turtle of the game which is already spawned, and Demigodson might look for the first turtle, whereas Charms might be in trouble. He's escaped the final slash and Big Brain gets the kill with that, and it is a 1-for-nothing trade. Along with the turtle and Onyx Paradox are yet again looking very strong from the early phase of the game.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Onyx Paradox, their macro is just highly commendable because they are so good at helping each other and just overall executing the team fight. And Hades, talking about RKO, I feel like they have to wait for the Bane to scale and the Lapu Lapu because these two heroes are the ones that can carry the game. And there's certain oh, look at the river, look at the Baksha there, look at the Arlot going right in for kills, for slaughter, for bloodbath going on here, Hades.
So it is Demigodson who gets taken down out there. Kazanski is also very low for member of RKO, trying to chase him down, but he escapes. So I really like the fact that Ricekill outshine. They are not, holding back. They know that their early game is also strong because they don't have a marksman and they don't need much items to be dependent to depend on. So it is they know how the game needs to play it right now, and they look pretty strong as well. For now, it is like nothing out there. A 1-for-1 in the score sheet. Goals are also even, and I see 1-1 already rotating to the mid side for that extra goal as well. What do you think about that? Is it a good strat to rotate from the early phase as well?
I mean, as a goal laner, I feel like that's highly gonna benefit you in the mid and early phase of the game. But yeah, well, let's talk about that later because here goes another casualty onto the side of Onyx Paradox. They have managed to secure yet another kill on their side, and they're just being onto the lead once again. And the turtle has already spawned, and this time around, it seems like RKO, they're in no position to contest the turtle because this time around, the Baksha is still up with the retribution despite, using it earlier. The retribution is gonna be up in about a few seconds. And it seems like, oh, look at the Grog, look at Moon. He's creating so much space for them. And it seems like he's trying to oh my god.
Kumar gets the turtle out there, and it is Demigodsel who gets taken down by Moon, and it is looking good for Ricekill Outshine. They bounce back just like in the first one. It is now Ricekill Outshine who gets the turtle as well as a kill on Demigodsel. So that is a good trade for Ricekill Outshine, and they have the chance to bounce back. Iron Hook barely misses out there on Wink, and Wink escapes. Erensky might be in trouble, but he escapes as well. So a lot of macros and micros being seen from both the teams out here, and I really like the fact that Erensky is playing really safe out here, and he is leading the gold as well. It is already a 3.4k gold for Erensky, and compared to Alice, who is played by Wink, it is a 600k gold lead out, 600 gold lead out there. Whereas in mid lane, Diakomar gets taken down. Iron Hook landed. Crimson Beacon used by Jumps. Tectonic Charge used there to just stall and save Jumps. And Jumps might get taken down here. And it is a triple kill for Big Brain out there. What a team fight. What a team fight, Ons. What a team fight coming up from the side of Onyx Paradox.
Yeah, indeed. That is just what I was talking about always. Like, the team fight, the execution of the team fight is just so flawless when it comes to Onyx Paradise. And they're actually snowballing now. They're actually trying to snowball now because they have already secured 5 kills on their play. And they've already managed to take down one turret from the bot side and the top side as well. So objective wise and kill wise, I'll say that Onyx Paradox, they're doing a really good job. And just Erensky on the 1-1, I really love the way he's playing her. Oh my god!
That is Tectonic Charge coming out from Grog. Wink gets taken down. Peridot 1-for-1 trade already out there. Moon gets taken down, and it is looking like bad for the side of Ricekill Outshine, and that is a 3-for-1 trade and a turtle, which is like free, I guess. Let's look at the replay. So once while you were talking, I think Moon was preparing for something else. He was trying to cook something out there. So let's see the Iron Hook landing perfectly onto the members of it was Medina who got caught up in that Iron Hook, but it was the Tectonic Charge coming out from Moon who saves. But it would be better if they could get some casualties out there, but I think the Onyx Paradox were just too good out there with lots of resources on their hand, and it was a great fight coming out from Onyx Paradox. So Turtle also being secured, and with a 3.4k gold lead out there on the map from Onyx Paradox. Let's see who takes this mid lane. Oh,
another team fight coming up, ladies. Look at Lapu Lapu with the
Brain gets taken down. Crossbow tag used by Erensky and saves. He is saved. Peridot gets another Iron Hook on Kezang Diakomar, and Diakomar falls with the hands of Kezang's key. Whereas Jumps is also very low and gets taken down by Demigodsel. It is always a 3-for-1 trade for Onyx Paradox, and it is favoring Onyx Paradox time and again.
Yeah, I mean Onyx Paradox, just look at their absolute dominance throughout the game. Look at this, another kill onto the side. Alice gets taken down once again, and they're just building up so much goal lead here, because if you take a look at the goal lead when it comes to Onyx Paradox, they have built up a 3.8k goal lead, almost 4000k goal lead, which is absolutely huge in the first 9 minutes of the game. It's not even 9 minutes yet, almost 9 minutes. And yeah, they've taken down so many turrets. Already 3 turrets being taken down from the side of RKO. RKO, if they continue to do what they're doing, I do feel like they're gonna lose game number 2 as well. They have to really come up with something, especially in team fights, because the team fight, it's just a massacre. They cannot do anything against Onyx. Onyx, their crowd control, their damage is definitely there, because they have the items, they have the gold, they have the damage. So now the first lord of the game has already spawned, and it seems like Onyx here, they're just gonna use it as a bait. Not commit to it, but use it as a bait to bring out the members from the side of RKO to contest, and that is when they go in and go for the kills instead of the lord.
Indeed, I don't think that Onyx has the potential to win it, but it's Erensky who gets taken down. What a beautiful run of win coming out from Wink, and Bedot also gets taken down. Kazanski very low, managed to escape, and I think this might be the chance for Ryskill Outshine to really take on this game. Demigod is trying to poke some damage, as well as Big Brain out there, but let's see how it goes. Big Brain tried to flicker out and dish out some damage. Final dash coming out from Kazanski. Kazanski takes on Tayakumar out there, and that is a bad trade off for the side of Ryskill Outshine.
Oh my gosh, let's take a look at the replay, because damn, they just traded 4 members for two members from the side of Onyx Paradox. Look at this, they're just going in, and Big Brain, he's just dishing out so much damage, uses the flicker to go into the back line, and then the flicker being forced out from their end as well. And look at this, look at the R-Lot on a killing spree, and just manages to turn the table around and bring back the advantage onto their side. And it seems like another team fight stirring up here in the bot lane, but it seems like for now RKO, they're not gonna commit to it. They're just gonna be backing off. They do not want to risk any casualty, because the Lord is marching down the top lane, so they have to look out for that as well. And the fact that there is just so much lane pressure coming from all these 3 lanes, and Onyx Paradox, they're trying their best to push here. Oh my god,
Moon gets taken down out there. It is Wink as well, and that is a nice crossbow of tank. And triple kill for Big Brain. It might be a maniac, but Erensky gets the kill, although it is 4 men down for the side of RKO, and that is looking so bad. It might be a game-winning moment for Onyx Paradox yet again, because Dayakumar alone is left to defend this. 5 men of Onyx Paradox who are already marching to the base, and let's see if this is defendable or not. Dayakumar uses the shot out there, but gets taken down, and the brace is already open. Moon already out there. Tectonic shot used by Moon, but I think it is too late for them, and it is a game for Onyx Paradox yet again. A 2-0 on that score sheet already, and what do you think of that?
Oh my gosh, Hades, I mean that game number 2, I think it went worse for RKO than the previous game, because this game they did not get any kind of a breather. They did not get any opening to even shine for a bit. They were just absolutely being dominated, being stepped upon by Onyx Paradox, and I'm just so flabbergasted at the fact that Onyx Paradox, right off the bat, right off the start of the game till now, they have managed to win consecutively. This is the 2nd game, and it is a best of 3. So now the stakes are gonna be so high for RKO, because if they lose this, they're gonna be losing against Onyx here, because Onyx, they just need 1 more game to win this best of 5 series. So now RKO, they really have to set up the bars up to the max, maximum, because this time around, if they mess around any longer, it's gonna cost them this game, this overall the game tonight. So they have to really step up their game and redeem themselves, because if not, they are gonna be going to bed feeling bitter because of tonight's losses.
Indeed. So let's look at the overview of the game. It was all about Onyx Esports, Onyx Paradox out there trying to dominate in every factor, starting from that mid lane domination. The jungle is also like Demigods doing a pretty good job out there in the jungle as well. And yep, as you said, 1-1 worked pretty well for Erensky out there. We could see some huge crossbow of Tang landing on 3 members of the side of Ricekill Outshine, and that was, a total game changer for them. Whereas Wink on that Alice could have done a little bit better, and I don't think like Alice Gold really worked, although he could land some good Throne of Ruin out there on the side of Onyx Esports. But yep, overall it was Erensky who stole the show from that gold lane side. So
yeah,
now,
I definitely have to say that the Alice was not a good composition. I feel like their picks, they had picked the Alice for the goal lane way too early, and that is when they saw the opportunity to throw in the 1-1 in the goal lane. I feel like the 1-1 in this game, she would have been unstoppable throughout the game, because the 1-1 can just dash around, has the Purify, has the crossbow of tank, so much mobility. And she can dish out damage to these short range heroes. She can guide them so easily. There's just no one that can get to her that easily. And talking about the mid lane here, we can already see the difference in the mid lane as well. The Kimmy already three level aheads of Jams, and Jams with just merely a 4.7 ranking, and he couldn't even complete merely 3 items properly. He had nearly a boot, a Bloodwing, and a glowing wand. Whereas, the Kimmy, they're almost with a full build. Same goes for the roams as well. I do have to say that Moon in this game, he definitely did perform better compared to the previous game. But I feel like there's still a lot of gaps that needs to be filled. And Period, though, on the other hand, he was landing quite good iron hooks, I'd say, because he was landing iron hooks instantly, and with the Fury Shock, he's just getting a guaranteed kill on the Franco as well.
yep, indeed. So let's look at the EXP for now. Medina and Kazanski. Yep, Medina also had a tough time on that Lapu Lapu, whereas Kazanski on that Arlet, oh my god, that was, a game-winning moment. He turned out the table out there in the last lot fight, where Kazanski with that beautiful final slash landing on 2 members, and turning out the tables, winning the tempo and the momentum and that's how they secured the final lot for the game, and that is how Onyx Esports won this one. Whereas let's look at the highest goal. It is Erensky and the damage dealt comes to Big Brain, the carry and the MVP of the match, whereas damage taken, the tank, the sandbag is Moon, and Erensky also has the highest assist. He could have got some kills, but Big Brain with that Sky Piercer, getting some triple kills, double kills, time and again, and yep, that's all for the match. And this is just the second game. We still have the third and maybe a fourth game as well. Ricekill Outshine, it is very high stake for them because they need to win this game, or else it might be a clean sweep coming out from Onyx Paradox. So looking at the highlights out here, there is a beautiful Throne of Ruin coming out from Wink, who gets, which turned the table, and yeah, Dayakumar got the kill. Big Brain also taken down out here. This is a beautiful crossbow of tank coming out from Erensky, who was about to get taken down but managed to escape with that, and crossbow of tank hitting perfectly. Jumps very low, gets taken down by Demigods out there, and it was from this point there was no comeback for Ricekill Outshine. It was full dominance from Onyx Paradox. Here Dayakumar was left alone to defend 5 members of Onyx Paradox, which was impossible, really impossible out there. He tried to defend out there with that Shark, but he failed, and Moon was quite late, I guess, a little bit late on that respawn, and yep, that's how Onyx Paradox just took this game.
Indeed. Yeah, talking about the game so far, we are already done with the game number 2 of this best of 5 series. And yeah, this time around we are going to be looking at another map change. And this time around it's going to be dangerous grasses, more extra bushes on the land of dawn. So it's going to be a game where there's going to be a lot of bushes, so you can sneak around and just hide yourself. Especially it's very good for snake heroes like Eudora and Saber. But yeah, this is a tournament, we're not going to see it Saber or Eudora. But anyways, yeah, this is going to be the map for game number 3. It is dangerous grass, and it is going to be a game which is going to be very intense for RKO, because they have already lost 2 games. And man, I feel really bad for them, because if you lose 2 games consecutively, your self-esteem, it goes down as well, and there's a lot of pressure. So I really hope that RKO, they're just putting all this aside. They're just taking a deep breath and give it their all in the game number 3.
Yep,
Because
it
if they
is.
win this game, they can push it to game number 4. So game number 4, they can they might win game number 4 as well. So it's gonna be 2-2, and it's gonna be game number 5, the deciding game. Who is gonna take the game for the
Indeed. Yep, if RKO manage to win this, they might get a slight momentum, which is the factor that they are lacking right now. Whereas Onyx Paradox, they already have 2 games on their hands, so they have the momentum. So let's see how it goes, because RKO, it is a deciding match for them. Though it is a best of 5, this 3rd game will be their best, or might be they have to give their best out there. It is a deciding match for them, and yep, they need to do their best out here. And let's see how it goes though, because we all know that everything depends starting from the drafting phase, and we will soon be jumping into the drafting phase.
Yeah, I feel like RKO, they have to improve their banning actually, because we know that Onyx, Paradox, they are team fight oriented. They are highly team fight oriented when it comes to the game. So instead of focusing on one player, I feel like overall they should focus on heroes that
Indeed.
mostly rely on team fight. So they have to take out those
Yep.
heroes that perform well in team fight, instead of just targeting one single player, because that is what exactly they did previously and in the first game as well. They just went for the jungle. They went for the junglers, the goal laners. They were like targeting each other's players. But RKO, I think this time around they might learn from the previous 2 games, and not target one particular player, but overall go for the ban that will benefit the entirety of the game. So
because
I
I think
feel-
RKO, they are trying to target Arensky out there on that goal lane, which is not the best game plan from my point of view, because Mobile Legends, it is a 5v5. You never know what happens, because it all depends on the teamwork, and we can see that teamwork coming out from Onyx Paradox. Although like Arensky is being choked down on that goal lane side, but there is his team who is backing up, giving him support in his lane, and he is winning it. So that's how it is working. Whereas Onyx Paradox, yep, their strategy is working though. They are trying to choke down the heroes of Taya Kumar, 5 junglers being banned. Still then, yep, I think that strategy is working for them, but not for RKO. So I think they need to change their strat for now, and come up with a good plan.
Indeed, and look at this, Hades. We are already into the draft of the 3rd game, and on the blue side we have Onyx Paradox, and on the left on the right side we have the one and only RKO. And this time around, look at Onyx. They're doing the same thing. They're going for the junglers. They're already coming up with the first ban, the second ban, the Hayabusa, and the Lancelot. This strategy, it is definitely working for them, as you said. But on the other hand, RKO, their goal lane bans, it's not really working for them, and I feel like they have realized it. So now they're going for the outlet ban as well. They're going for bans that will, help them. The bans such as the Yarlock, pretty team fight oriented, and look at this. They're actually changing their draft. They're changing their bans. They are banning away the Kalia as well. I'm not really sure what gave them the idea to ban the Kalia, but it's still not a goal lane ban, so I'm, I appreciate it. And I do have to say that, even if they go for bans that, will affect the overall team fight of Onyx, I feel like their execution of the game itself, it is pretty immaculate. So not only do they have to focus on the game when it comes to RKO, they have to, not only the draft, but as well as the execution of the game, the macro and the micro, they have to really work on that as well. And, they have to overall look for the objectives, the kills, and other aspects of the game.
Yep, indeed, because Onyx Paradox, they are going for their same strat which is working for them. Yep, banning the junglers is really working because Dayakumar is the key point in RKO's game. He is the key member out there who can control the momentum of the game, and for them it is going to be very hard because he does not have his comfort heroes out there. All the assassins being banned, and let's see how it goes, because Onyx Paradox, they are yet again going for Baxia pick out there, which was looking pretty solid in that second game. But Rise skill outshine, I think, yes, as you said, they have changed their strategy. We can see a lot of flexible bans out there. It is rather not focusing on the goal lane. They are trying to focus on every lane and trying to look for that, significant bans, the significant heroes which can alter or we can change their momentum. So now Moon is going for that Grok yet again. He was doing pretty good in the second game as well. So let's see how it goes. And there is Medina. I guess it is a CC EXP for now, because I think Wing gets tired of playing those fighters on that goal lane, and he might go for a proper MM on that goal side. Now it is the second and third pick coming up from Onyx Paradox. So they already have a Baxia, and to be on the safer side, I think a EXP pick out there along with a mage will be better for the side of Onyx Paradox. What do you think about the upcoming picks,
They have picked the Baxia, and I feel like they might cook up something, and might even put a healer there, because we have not seen any support picks so far. The support picks have not been seen yet in this tonight's game. So if they might throw in an Angela or a Florin, to complement the Harrod and the Baxia, that might be very solid as well. But just look at them go. They're going for the Harrod. Harrod is a pretty good pick, a very solid goal laner, I'd say, and scales really well in the late game. And as for the Lapu Lapu is just a good hero right off the bat, right off the early game to the late game. He is such a good initiator, and he can target even the backline with the flicker combo and bring the fight.
Yep, indeed. I really like the fact that they are going for that Harriet, because there is an instant burst coming out from that Harriet, and it is on the hands of Erensky. He is doing a good job throughout the tournament, throughout the series. He is one of the good goal lanes, like a high standard goal laner out there. Whereas for the side of Rise Skill Outshine, Wink has now decided, as I told you, he is fed up of using that EXP on using that fighters on that goal lane side, and now he has decided that why not it be my turn to use some burst MMs out there. So he went for the Granger, which is a solid pick, and yep, Harriet and Granger out there, it is a classical matchup. It is a classical matchup, always out there in the pro scenes as well. And whereas for the bans, it is Cutthroat being banned from the side of Rise Skill Outshine. like a toad being banned for, and for Onyx Paradox, it is still a jungler. It is Joy for now. So for the 5th ban, I think they might go for, you know, a mage, I guess. Oh, it is a Hylos, so they are not thinking about a mage coming out from Big Brain. So as they have their pick, you know, the first pick of the second phase, it's going to be on the side of Rice Skill Outshine. So I think they are trying to, you know, get that first mage pick. It might be a Gimme out there or a Farsa. Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like even Diffusion is a possibility here because they can go for Diffusion as well, or the Farsa, as you've mentioned. But I feel like Diffusion might complement their lineup more because Diffusion, she has good zoning capability with the Lantern Slayer. She has a bit of a mobility, you know, with the Beacon as well. So you know, she's pretty good as well. But,
I think you don't have the chance because Delusion is already banned out there from the side of Onyx Paradox and Rice Skill Outshine. They have decided to go for that. It is the Eve coming out from Rice Skill Outshine. It is Jumps out there who is going to be on that Eve, which is looking pretty solid because it can, you know, dish out a lot of damage from this backline, giving you the vision as well as the tempo of the map. You know, you can get the map control because of that RWM, real world manipulation, coming up from Eve. But they answered back with a Valentina, I am you, you are me. And Valentina is just there to respond to that Eve. You can just copy the ult coming out from Eve as well as the tectonic charge from Grok, and this looks pretty good. Whereas Peridot, he went for that aggressive tank, which is a Hilda, and so I think Dayakumar, he needs to be very careful when he is choosing his jungle, because Hilda is going to be so annoying from the early game, because an assassin jungler is going to have a tough time up against a Hilda. Even Suyo, even if he picks Suyo out there, Hilda is just going to irritate him, annoy him throughout the game.
Indeed, and it seems like for some reason I'm having a little bit of a connection issue. My Wi-Fi, it literally went off, so I'm basically on my internet right now, so there's no cam for me. But yeah, that does not matter because we are here to see the players, not me or you. yeah. So you know that won't really affect the pace of the game. But yeah, look at the composition of Onyx, Paradox, and RK. Oh, they have a Hilda pick. I did not see the Hilda pick coming up here, but still a pretty good pick. I think she counters the Roger and the Granger very well because she is a big menace right off the early game as well. And I really love the fact that, you know, they're utilizing the Valentina, because the Valentina can basically steal so many ultimates here. She can steal the real world manipulation, the tectonic charge, as well as the curtain coil in some cases, because the curtain coil can, you know, tie it down to enemies and prevent them from separating.
Indeed, I think a Valentina out there is a pretty solid choice from Onyx Paradox. And Dayakumar, I think Roger is one of his signature hero out there. I have seen him play throughout the tournament, in the last tournament in Bhutan as well. But whatsoever, let's jump into the third game, and we are here in the land of Dawn. It's Onyx Paradox up against RKO. The third game, a deciding match for both the teams. If RKO wins it, we are going to see a game number 4. And if Onyx Paradox gets the chance to win it, and it will be a clean sweep coming out from Onyx Paradox. But for now, we can see the gold junglers. It is Big Demigodzel who is going to clear that purple buff, and Big Brain Dayakumar is going for that red buff. So they are both planning to, I guess, rotate to the gold lane side. And in the mid lane, it is Big Brain doing a lot of damage to Jumps, who is already half a health out there. So now it's the time for, I guess, Jumps to clear out the minions as fast as possible, whereas Hilda, I guess, is on the EXP side trying to poke and dish out some damage to Medina, who is like safe for now. Kazanski very low, had to recall out there, and yep, the game is looking just fine for now. Dayakumar is already out there trying to invade the jungle. I think he gets it, and Demigodzel just bounce out there. He tried to get it, but I think it is Diakumar who got the jungle out there.
This time around, I feel like Onyx Paradox, they're gonna take the game a bit easier because they've already secured 2 games on their hand. So even if they lose this, it's not gonna matter much because RKO, they still have 2 more games to catch up with. So even if they lose this game, it's not gonna affect them. But yeah, they cannot risk it because it's a tournament, so they have to give it their best and win the game. But yeah, look at the turtle there onto the river. It seems like there's already such a huge fight stirring up right there. Oh my lord!
It is already a RWM from the side of Jumps where Demigod secures the turtle, Moon and Diakumar already down, and it is a 2-for-none trade, and it is a turtle for the side of Onyx Paradox yet again. Onyx Paradox, as you said, the team fight from Onyx, it is so special, it is so precise, and Demigods are already trying to get that orange buff from the side of Diakumar, who comes in time and he gets the buff. But yeah, the team fight, bro, the team fight from Onyx Paradox, it's so precise and it is so worth it, They are getting the objective as well as the kills on the map, and that is looking so bad for Ricekill Outshine. They cannot make the same mistakes time and again because, it is a deciding match for them. They have to give the best out there.
Indeed, I mean, Ricekill Outshine, I feel like in this game, they have to heavily rely on Wink for the late game scaling. And that is, where the problem lies because, RKO, they always go for one hero that scales in the late game, and the rest, they're basically just, walking punching bags. They can't really do much except, absorb damage, and there's only one hero on their side of RKO that can carry the late game. And this time around, we're seeing the same thing because it is a Granger. And previously it was the Sicilian. So this time around, if they really want to win the game, they have to go for aggression. They have to make the Roger snowball. Because if not, then it's going to be very tough for them to win this game in the tree, and might as well be a clean sweep.
Yep, who knows? It might be a clean sweep or it might...
A while for it to spawn, so they're just going to keep farming and looking for team fight. And I really love the fact that Big Brain is on a Valentina because he can steal really good ultimates with the Valentina, the tectonic charge, the real world manipulation, and we've already seen how he's making use of it, so that's really good.
Yep, indeed, Valentina out there is the game changer for the side of Onyx Paradox, and for now I'm concerned about Diakumar because as a Roger, you don't want to lag behind up against a utility jungler, and you need to snowball as fast as possible because your game depends the game of your teammate. So Diakumar needs to do something out there, as we can already see him going for that side lane push out there in the top lane, and it is better for him to get that side lane for now because all the members of Onyx Paradox can be seen out there in the bottom side. Oh, it is Chance who is very low. Tectonic charge used by Moon, and it is a 2-for-none trade yet again, and that looks very bad. Big Brain tried to do a Tectonic charge out there, but he misses with the inch, and that is Big Brain getting taken down, being punished for his mistake out there. Whereas on the other side of the map, Diakumar secures the turret, but it is still looking bad because we can see there is a counter exchange out there in the bottom side. Erensky gets the bottom turret as well, and it is still favoring Onyx Paradox for now.
Yeah, I mean, Onyx Paradox, despite, them losing Big Brain on the bot lane there, it's not gonna affect them much because they are still on the lead. They have built up a 1.2k gold lead, and look at Period Dot there. Force out the flicker, force out all his skills, and there goes.
1k easily catch up with a proper team fight from the side of RKO. But let's see how it goes because it is a 4v5 for this turtle fight and Peridot is already down. Let's see how it goes. RKO, they need to come up with some great plans, some good strategies in order to,